No, no, no. I do already. I feel like I give a lot of money to pressure me. I feel like God bless and new year. Sorry, this Blue, is he on WhatsApp? This one is on WhatsApp. Okay, fine. Is it the archive? Are you correct? What's happening? Are you finding the what's happening? Okay.
For what? For LTV. No. The share with TBC. What about our house?
I don't know. I didn't like that.
Why? You want sour people? That is really that will happen before this thing. Okay, I think we can commence the press conference now. I'm going to invite the Executive Secretary to formally initiate the opening activities for this press conference. Yes. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, President, Professor Adesina Sodia. Good afternoon, the NEC members online. And good afternoon, all fellow members. Good afternoon, press people. You are welcome to this program, the press conference for the year
We are starting early. Today is the resumption day, and we are want to see how far we have gone in IT and where we are aiming at. So in the course of that, we call for this press conference. And I will not waste our time. I want to call on the president to give us his report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, the Executive Secretary. I want to welcome the NEC members that are also connected with us. And also President and Chairman of Council of CPN that is also with us. President and Chairman of Council CPN, good afternoon, sir. Okay. You want to say hello to us, President and Chairman of Council CPN, Mr. Kolejagun. I can see that you are connected. Okay. I've also cited some NEC members. I've seen Mr. Rex Abitogun just spoke with me. Mr. Rex Abitogun, good afternoon. You want to say hello to us?
Good afternoon, Mr. President. Good afternoon, gentlemen of the press. Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rex Abitogun. Mr. Rex Abitogun is the Chairman Conferences Committee of Nigerian Computer Society. I hope some of you also attended our conference in Abeokuta in August 2022. Mr. Dr. Taz Oyeku, are you there? You want to say hello to us? He's also a member of National Executive Council. Okay, I don't think he's there. Then Mr. Bayo Olimode is also there. That is the North Central Coordinator, a member of National Executive Council. Mr. Bayo Olimode, you want to say good afternoon to us?
Good afternoon, Mr. President, members of the National Executive Council. Good afternoon, gentlemen of the press. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. And of course, I think those are the NEC members that I have been able to. Okay, well, our chairman publicity, chairperson publicity, trade and events of the Nigerian Computer Society, Mrs. Margaret John David is also with us. Mama Kaduna, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, my president. Happy New Year. Good afternoon, members of the press. I greet you, everyone. Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, Mama Kaduna. Okay, I think it's also important we recognize our chairmen of chapters that are also with us. I have cited the Mr. Olusegun Alabi. Good afternoon. We want to say hello to us, Mr. Alabi. Mr. Olusegun Alabi, good afternoon. Okay, I think he has network issue at the moment. I've also cited Dr. Ibrahim Seidu. I think the network is also having issue at the moment. Let me look for other chairmen that are here. Okay, I think our chairman is only Mr. Alabi and Dr. Seidu that are here. I also want to recognize the presence of a member of Publicity Committee, who is also currently serving as a NITMA Queen of the Nigerian Computer Society, Ajia Awa Yeah, yeah. Good afternoon. Will you want to say hello to us? Okay, you are not there. Okay, well, I think some of our members are also connected with us online. Well, I also want to especially recognize Professor Omod Badegun, who appeared to be the first person that connected to this platform virtually. Professor Omod Badegun, good afternoon. You want to say hello to us?
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you so much. Okay, I've also cited the chairperson of Niger State Chapter Nigerian Computer Society, Abdullahi Enagi. Good afternoon. I can see that your network is still having issues, so we have recognized your presence. And all other members of NCS that are connected that have not been able to mention their names, I can see.
Good afternoon, Mr. President.
Good afternoon, Nadia Awa. Good afternoon. You are welcome to the meeting. I've also cited Madam Miriam. I think the network is still having an issue. I've cited the head of Abuja office, Mr. Sunday Songo, and all other members that are connected. Want to welcome all of you to this press conference. Well, let me come back home and also appreciate our people from the media for coming at this point. We are aware that some of them are actually supposed to be resting at this moment, but we know that work has started today in Nigeria. So, but we know whether officially or not officially, some of them are still supposed to be resting. But we thank you so much for coming to join this conference. And we, on behalf of the National Executive Council, the entire membership of NCS, I want to formally welcome you and also appreciate you for coming. The Executive Secretary and members of the Secretariat, I want to thank you for what you have done to make this to happen. Of course, this is Nigerian Computer Society once again. We decided to fix this press conference on the first working day of the year because one of the current happenings in the country today, and also to intimate the public about the programs and activities of Nigerian Computer Society, and also to let you know our plans for 2023, and also to review our activities in 2022. Of course, that is, you are aware that Nigerian Computer Society, we normally have this kind of engagement from time to time. I think the last one we had was before our NITMA event. And at the beginning of the year, we normally also want to have this kind of engagement. I just want to use this opportunity to let the people from our people from the media know that it is not when we invite you for press conference that you contact us and let us discuss burning issues. Even all areas of IT that we need to give attention to. So it's not only when we invite you to press conference. I hope Mr. Remy is hearing, because Mr. Remy will not write about us. Will not even engage with us until we have press conference. So I think I just want to encourage all of us from time to time. Of course, you know that Nigerian Computer Society is not a small body. It's the #1 IT body in this country. With the level of penetration we have. I don't think there is any association that is at the level of state, at the level of local government. You know, it's only Nigerian Computer Society that you see there. So this society has been existing for over 40 years. No society, no association that has really attained that level. And even if you look at the contributions Nigerian Computer Society has made in IT development, of course, we continue to give it to us.
How much is somebody?
We continue. If you have to talk about IT in this country, the Nigerian Computer Society is #1. And so we know we have been relating so well with the people from the media, but we just our activities in 2022, what we have been able to achieve, the challenges we had, and so on and so forth. And of course, all this will also guide us in talking about what we intend to do in 2023. Well, my presentation write-up that is before me, the first one is talking about introduction, and I think I've done a little bit of introduction already. Nigerian Computer Society, you are all aware about the objectives, the mandate, the aims of NCS. Just to say that, just to reiterate again that membership of NCS is growing. Now we have gotten to about 15,000, excluding student members and so on and so forth. We have over close to 2,000 corporate members, and almost over 13,000 individual members. So this is a society that has continued to grow, and in all parts of our objectives, talking about development of IT education across all disciplines, talking about engagement with government, talking about promotion of IT development, IT in this country, talking about even collaborating with international community, talking about trying to get government to do the right thing in the area of IT in Nigeria. Of course, all we are giving attention to. And those are our core objectives. So I want to believe that you are aware of our structure already. I've just said something now that we have chapters in all the states. We have student wing, we have interest groups, about 6 interest groups. I want to believe you know all of them. ISPON, ITAN, NIWIT, AITP, ITSSP, NIPIGS, and so on and so forth. And the only student member, student group that we have is NACOS, National Association of Nigerian Students. National Association of Computing Students, not NANS, National Association of Computing Students. Please, when you are writing your report, help me to know that, because I know my NACOS in the last 2 weeks, they had issues with some organizations. They wanted to know whether NACOS is truly one of the associations within Nigerian Computer Society. Because we have written a letter to that, but I think when they also read from the media, they will know that NACOS has been with us since inception, so it's not a new thing. Okay, so NACOS, when we came on board, when this National Executive Council came on board, NACOS was formerly NACOS 2 with double C. Double S, National Association of Computer Science Students. Okay, but since we came on board in order to ensure that we make NACOS to accommodate all other disciplines, tertiary institutions, software engineering, information technology, cyber security, and so on and so forth. So we changed the name to National Association of Computing Students, because all of them is computing. And that is why even NUC has approved Faculty of Computing now. So cyber security, software engineering, information technology, even the new CC Mass NUC has just introduced. We'll also be having a course like data science and so on and so forth. And all of them, data science and AI, all of them are components of computing. So, having said that, let's start with the 2022 strategic review. And I also want to just call your attention to the fact that since this administration also came on board, we have been having a yearly calendar of events. And this is also to make our members to plan in advance for our events, and to also let them see what we have for them for the year in the area of capacity building, in the area of innovation development, in the area of education, and so on and so forth. So, if you look at our calendar of events for 2022, you will see some of our major programs. Our IT Education Forum, that's the first thing for 2022. we went further our AI summit that we had in Nasarawa. We went further with our cybersecurity forum and workshop, followed by our national IT competitions, WISKI competition, and so on and so forth, followed by our technology innovation program and our National Information Technology Merit Award. I'll just mention some of them. If you look at the calendar, really, we had up to 14 or 15 items for last year. And I want to say, if you go through this program, you will see that this program are actually centered towards education, capacity building, national development, and even supporting our youth, and also ensuring that this country is also moving forward in the area of innovation development. So, and then, of course, all this program, we are satisfied that they actually met with their objectives, aim objectives. I want to believe that some of you were part of some of the events. Let me start with our education program that we call EduTech and IT Education Forum. Last year, we invited somebody like Professor Peter Okribukola, who is about the #1 in computer science education in Nigeria. So we had very interesting engagement with him during the program, and that program actually attracted up to 500 people online that connected with that program. So it was an interesting program, and because the program was really impactful, and our members and non-members also recommended that this program should continue. It's something we should be doing regularly. And you also see that, I don't know whether you have seen it, it's also going to be our first program in 2023. We had our AI summit in Nasarawa. AI and robotics. That is also an area we thought that we should be developing capacity in this country. Before we started this program, we were even saying that we have not started developing our own robots. But I think sometimes in December, Omeife was unveiled. I don't know whether you have heard of Omeife. That's our own first robot in Nigeria. You can see that some of the things, some of our engagement, some of the things we are doing are actually bringing results. And you are also going to see more development in the area of AI, in this country, and robotics. During the program, we have even AI challenge. We had demonstrations, we had workshops, and we are currently engaging that state government to even have AI lab in Nasarawa State now. And the government is really considering our recommendation so that we will also be able to start developing AI within that state. This year also, we are looking forward to have our AI and robotics expo. Then our cybersecurity forum and workshop. We keep saying it that in Nigeria, we have to continue to be proactive in the area of cybersecurity. And according to the study that we have done in NCS, we still need more cybersecurity professionals in Nigeria. And we are also aware that agencies of government, even individuals, corporate organizations that are supposed to attain a certain level have some cybersecurity professionals, even some of the cybersecurity professionals you have in this country, when they tell you they are cybersecurity professionals and you challenge them, the level of what they can do in the area of cybersecurity is still not acceptable, as a professional. So that is why we put that program together. And the one we had in 2022 was it the third or the second cybersecurity forum and workshop that we had. And this year we even had people from the military And they were so amazed with the training, the information they were able to gather, and so on and so forth. Followed by our national whiskey competition, I want to also remind us, some of us that who attended our conference in Abeokuta, we got the minister to also buy into our national IT competition. Of course, NIDA will now be supporting that competition with 1 million naira every year, apart from other support we get. Okay, our technology innovation program. I also want to remind us that in 2021, we got massive support from Shirley Stan on innovation. And then anybody that is interested in development of this country must consider innovation very important. Especially innovation in IT, must consider it very important. And that is why the Nigerian Computer Society, we started this program, and currently we have 5 teams in our innovation program. They are building products, and we are expecting that this product will change the world. Even will improve the function of this country. The products they are currently working on are really innovative. So we will get there, that we will unveil the product that I think we have gotten to the last part of the development. I'm going to say that in the next 2-3 months, we will be able to unveil this product and take them to the market. Well, I also want to talk about our conference, which is also one of our flagship events. We had our conference between August 2nd to 4th, 2022. And if you remember, our conference was themed Smart, Secure, and Sustainable Nation. Okay, we want to start building smart nation. It is not only Lagos that you want to live that too. We want all other states to start learning from Lagos, building smart cities. And I know, even my state is trying. They have not gotten to it level for Lagos State. Media is also trying, and we want to continue to encourage that state. And then our engagement now is not engagement with the federal government alone. We're also engaging state government on various developmental areas of IT in their various states. So, and apart from even state government, agencies of government, corporate organizations, and so on and so forth, we are engaging them because the job of building a smart, secure, and sustainable nation is not for federal government alone. All of us must participate and ensure that we contribute our own quota. Well, our last major program for the year was our IT Merit Award. We are part of the event, and we saw that you have written so many things on the program. We still want you to write more on our NITMA, because NITMA event that should be reported all through the year. If somebody has been made IT Personality of the Year, it's a big thing. Okay, if a governor has been made IT Governor of the Year, it's actually a big thing. Okay, if you have we have made somebody a corporate organization, IT company of 2022, it's also a big thing. So we want you to help us to report that all through the year. I know some of our people are not remembering our awards again. Perhaps Goshina, who won our IT Personality of the Year. Tech Life will not know, but I know Koji will know. Our IT Personality of 2022 is May1. It's quickly. You can see that the Nigerian Computer Society has been gender sensitive. Even in 2021, who was our IT Personality of that year? It was also a woman, a professor, a vice chancellor. I don't know whether you can remember Professor Mrs. Shebeke. the current Vice Chancellor of Delta State University. And of course, in 2022, it's also another woman. We don't know what is going to happen in 2023. IT Company of the Year. Let me also remind my people from the press, if you have forgotten. The winner is Blue Shift Technology, IT Company of the Year. And our digital governor of 2022 is who? It's Lagos State, governor of Lagos State. And none of you are in Lagos, so you are not promoting the man again. Okay, sorry. Now, the man, we are even planning to have an audience with him so that we can also officially announce that. He could not attend our event. He sent the Commissioner of Science and Tech to represent him. So that is good, but we still want to go to meet him so that we can officially also present the award to you. But we know that our people are very busy now. Even now, they are very, very busy. Yes, we are waiting to them to request for a time. So we will soon get a time with him so that we can officially announce that. All these awards are really big awards. And last year when we were with the state governor, I told him that if you're a governor and you have not received an award from NCS, and not receive award that has the highest recognition in Nigeria. And the man laughed at me. Even the minister was there. And the minister was saying that, what about the award from the ministry? Are we saying that is not recognized? I said that is recognized after the award of the NCS. So we want to showcase these people that merited the award last year and also continue to showcase them. Now we want to talk, let me go to a component that talked about some of our major achievements in 2022. NCS got improved recognition, in the area of promotion of IT in this country. Let me remind us that NCS President was appointed a member of Presidential Committee on Digital Economy and E-Government. We are also now represented. We are also represented in on the startup bill. And I'm still going to talk about the startup bill later. NCS and CPN, Computer Professional Registration Council, are represented on the bill. And I want to say that this is the first time that NCS name will even appear as to serve in a board of any government organization in Nigeria. So it's something that is good for us. And though our being part of the board is through Computer Professional Registration Council. This is also our own too. Okay, we are still going to talk about CPN too. But you see NCS on the act. This is the first time. And we are indeed very happy. And of course, it's because of our engagement, of the enhanced visibility that NCS has been having. And also, last year, NCS also was represented in NIMSI board. That was also going to be for the first time. Though NIMSI board, it has slots for 3 representatives from federal government. And this representative must be specialized in IT. But in the past, we don't know what has been going on. Okay? Politicians and so on have been part of the board. But this is the first time that we are recognized and we have been made to be serving in NIMSI government board. Currently, is the President and Chairman of Council of CPN that is representing us there. Well, we have been having series of engagement with government, organization, committees, and so on and so forth. But the theory that I've mentioned are really dear to us, and that shows that we have been recognized by government and even individuals. The second part is that in the last year, we have also attained a kind of growth that NCAs really appreciate in terms of inclusive growth. More and more corporate organizations, governments continue to show interest in what we do. We have found ourselves in a situation where it is not that we write organizations we want to visit. Organizations will also write NCAs that they want to visit us. Okay? So that shows that more and more organizations, and with the engagement we are having with government agencies, ministry, and so on and so forth. Even the military now, we are having engagement with them in some areas. So with that, we know that the inclusion that we have been talking about, we are moving towards that. And one of the things that we have been trying to work on is the fact that we want all other IT bodies to come under the umbrella of NCAs. Okay? We have so many IT bodies springing up now. Well, IT is actually evolving, really. But it's also good that we have a very strong structure. We have a platform where we can all discuss, and come together, and develop IT and discuss the issue relating to IT together. If some of these new bodies that are springing up, they are just doing it on their own, I don't think that is good for us. And that is why we have indeed been working towards bringing all these related IT bodies under the umbrella of NCAs. So the people from the media help us to continue to work, encourage them, let them come and partner with us, come under the umbrella of NCAs, so that together we can move IT forward in this country. Well, I've said, I've talked about our innovation development, and I think it's also important I mention under our scholarship program, which you are aware of, that Jimovia is sponsoring. The man has been supporting us with several millions of naira to support our scholarship. And I think it's worth mentioning at this point that just before Christmas, we got our support for 2022. And thank you so much. And immediately we have disbursed to about 35 beneficiaries. This scholarship is given to students at undergraduate, master's level, and PhD level. And it's indeed really meeting up with its aim, because, and the man has said that even anybody that graduates with not less than 2-1, and the person has benefited from this scholarship, is ready to give the person employment in any of his organization. So it's also very good. We are really working with that, and we appreciate it. And the man has said that the money will continue forever. So it's forever is really big for us, and we will continue to appreciate it. So our international partnership will step up our activities in the area of partnership last year. Don't forget that we now have a new relationship with IT. We had a renewed relationship with BCS. A team from a representative of BCS came to visit us in this office. We are building our relationship with Oracle, Cisco, and other international organizations are waxing stronger. But we still have challenges with some corporate organizations. I've been trying to talk to Google, Microsoft, still have not built the kind of relationship we want with this organization. But for some other international organizations, we are doing so well with them. In 2023, we are working towards a training program on emerging technologies with Cisco, and that will come up in February. So that is also something that is really very good for us. Of course, last year, for so many years that we have been part of IT, we never participated in IFIP international activity. But last year, I attended IFIP General Assembly in France, and I don't know when last NCS has attended. So we have been able to connect back fully to IFIP, and even at that meeting, I was also presented as a contest for a post in IFIP. But eventually, I think I had to step down because when they told us that we are going to make presentation on what we want to do in the next 2 years, and I discovered that when I've not been part of the meeting for several years, and I saw what other people were putting down, so I just stepped down. But maybe next time, we'll be able to show our interest in all these posts. And good, if you are part of what they are doing, we will be able to also contribute, and of course, I think we'll also be able to show interest in some of the things we do. One thing that we need to also mention is we need to also talk about NCS and CPN together. And I want to believe that some of us are aware, even none of us are aware between the relationship between NCS and CPN. The two bodies are together. We are running, to us, we are running a two-phase IT body, a bicameral IT body in Nigeria. NCS, the association, CPN, the regulatory body. Okay? Though nowadays we are still going to talk about leader board, and the leader wants to take regulation from us, but we are still going to talk about that. That's another focus area which we are still going to talk about. But of course, I want to mention to us that CPN is an agency of government, under the Federal Ministry of Education, established by Act Number 49 of 1993. And this organization, this council, CPN, is responsible for controlling and supervision of all persons and organizations involved in the use of computational machinery, IT tools, and other techniques related thereto, or and provision of professional service in computing in this country. I see that is a very big role for CPN. And of course, CPN provide license for individuals and corporate organizations to be able to practice IT in this country. It's a big role for CPN, and CPN has been working so hard towards ensuring that this mandate, the council is able to meet up with it. So, of course, majority of the council member of CPN are also from NCS, and of course we are working together. The current president of CPN, it was as if we sent him to go and be the president of CPN, and that is what we have been doing. So we really work together in everything we do. So I cannot be giving a press conference like this without talking about CPN, and help us to also promote CPN. Many of our people's IT professionals, some of them will say they don't know about CPN. What are they even doing? CPN is fighting quackery in this country, and we are working with CPN to be able to do that. Though this our field there is high level of proliferation in our field. These are fields, so many people, even that have not studied computing, they are practicing. Some of them are really doing so well. But we are addressing the issue. Even in the medical field, you see people that are giving people injections. They are not doctors, they are not nurses. And it's like that everywhere. But we have been looking forward to develop strategies that will make us to be able to accommodate. Even if you have not read computing, you want to be part of us, you can come to us. The role of CPN is that anybody practicing IT in this country must be known. cannot call yourself an IT practitioner and you are not known by CPN. And that is why that council is really very important. You know, the level we have attained today is because of the activity of CPN. So we expect you, people from the media, as we write about NCS, you write about CPN. Even you should have individual engagement with our registrar and president of CPN, you know, to get more light into the activity of CPN. Of course, you know CPN is a government body. Who is not responsive? The president. Okay. Don't let that one enter our conference. Don't worry, when you want to get to them, you come through me. Don't worry. Come through me. There is no problem. I think the president and the registrar, I don't know whether they are in attendance, they will say something about that. Okay, so well, in the last 1 year or two, together with CPN, we have been promoting IT professionalism in IT, and working so well, like I said, to fight factory and to bring all IT professionals, even the young innovators, bring them together, you know, encourage them. The scholarship we give for IT people, we discover some of the students they are not even our member. So by the time they want to get this scholarship, we tell them you must register with us, you know, as a student member. You know, with that, we are going to encourage them, and many of them that are student members, they are benefiting from our innovation program. You know, and that's the kind of connection that we are trying to build in the Nigerian computer society. So professionalism, we have been talking about it in the last 1 year. And another thing that is also important that I want to mention that we have been trying to push so hard the last 1-2 years is the issue of IT cadre. Okay? The current IT cadre that is being used by government is obsolete. Very obsolete. If you have somebody that is a very good software developer, his employer is a program analyst, you know, data analyst. Those names, those nomenclature, the nomenclature that they are using now is very strange. You know, data analyst, program analyst. That is also not encouraging development. And of course, we keep saying it that this current government is interested in fact, it's top on the agenda. Digital economy. You know, and digital economy is centered on 4 things. Okay, we talk about people, process, technology, and innovation. And on all these 4 things, the one is at the center, and that is the people. It's the people that will innovate, the people that will use technology, and the people that will conform with the process. So the people is at the center. And if you don't encourage these people, you don't support them, you don't motivate them, we'll just be talking about digital economy, digital transformation for nothing. That is why one of the things at the level of the Nigerian Computer Society that we champion, many of us in NEC, is not because the National Executive Council, it's not because I'm going to benefit from it, but we saw that is very important for us to do. And since we have been talking about it, the minister has also shown interest. The Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, Professor Issa Pantami, has shown interest in it. And of course, even the National Council of Communications and Digital Economy that was held in Ibadan last year. I don't know whether some of you attended. Well, last December, we made presentation on this particular. In 2021, the one that was held in Abuja, we made presentation on IT cadre, you know, and of course we get to the end. And I want you to also help us to talk about it. We need an IT cadre that would represent different roles in IT. And we have a proposal. We have put one together. Okay, we have shared it with government. We have presented it to government. We expect that it will be taken further I think the next stage is for you to go to Council of Establishment, and if it's approved by the Council of Establishment, then it will not be sent to government for ratification. So we are working on it. We are looking at a cadre that will recognize me as a software developer, a cadre that will recognize me as a database administrator, one that will recognize me as a network administrator, and so on and so forth. So we have actually worked so hard in the last 1 year to put one together. And of course, we actually, Nigeria needs a different IT cadre now. Okay, another thing that is really very important in our review of 2022 is the issue of NIDA bill. And I know that is also very important to my people from the media. It's something that we have been battling with since 2021. Not even last year. I've been battling with it since 2021. And since that time, of course, I want to bring our attention, I want to remind us that some of our members actually got to know about this proposed amendment to the bill through the social media. I don't know whether some of you recall. And with that, immediately we discovered that there was a proposed bill that was flying on the social media. We immediately wrote later that we needed to know whether they are actually proposing to review the acts, and if they are, they should let us have a copy. Eventually, our letter was not responded to at that time. But eventually, we got a copy, and we were able to review based on the one that was flying on the social media. Our efforts and the efforts of other stakeholders got NIDA to actually conduct, I don't know whether they call it stakeholders engagement. They call it stakeholders engagement. And that is what they called it. That is not what it was. That is not what it was, because when we got to National Assembly, we discovered that the copy, they were not. The copy we find initially in 2021 from the social media, it was what it said. The input of NCS, the input of CPN, and other stakeholders, they were not, they ignore it. They just wasted our time. Maybe because we are calling for stakeholders engagement, they said, why will you be wasting resources? You are not going to do it. I think they don't do that to satisfy. But is that because I have told the DG and I've told other people that what they should have done first is what they are now doing later. Before you put that bill together, you should have called for stakeholders engagement. And you now call for stakeholders engagement after they have come back from Ministry of Justice. And that is a wrong procedure. The issue is that if not that the team, we got to know about it from social media, it shows from their activities that they didn't even want to engage stakeholders at all. And let me also give us a little bit of background. This bill, when NIDA was to be settled, it was our members that developed the draft NIDA bill of 2007. NCS championed the establishment of NIDA. And we expected that when something is going to happen there, it should also engage us, it should involve us. The level of engagement we have seen we are not satisfied with it at all. In fact, there was no even a formal engagement with NCS on the issue of NIDA bill. And we are not happy. And of course, we have been engaging them. Of course, we also have our own position paper on the NIDA bill. It's even before me now, on the areas. And we have talked about it in the past that the level we are at the moment, the level where we continue to support IT development, not to start prosecuting, challenging, entering premises, arrests, and so on and so forth that are included in this current draft. The stage we are is to continue to encourage, and the NIDA was established as a developmental agency, IT development agency. And we still at that point, and we need to encourage, support IT development in this country. We are not, and we expect NIDA to concentrate on that aspect. And let me say, NIDA has been doing well in the area of development. We expect them to do more in some areas. But they are doing so well. You don't need to get to an area where there will be confusion, there will be problem, in the IT community because of this bill. You will recall that even, I think, 5 days preceding Christmas, there was a call for public hearing at the National Assembly. And we got to know a day before that day. I could not attend. We sent some of our members over there, but fortunately for us, we have some members of the National Assembly that are also very reasonable. So they put a stop to that public hearing. But they didn't give it enough notice. They didn't have copies of what to be considered, and so on and so forth. And because of even the people that were pushing the bill, they were not available. So I think they prefer about 4-5 reasons why. And of course, that also is in line with the shady process that is being used for the amendment of that bill. They are not even calling amendment. They said they want to repeal the 2007 Act. And when we had the opportunity to speak with them, we told them that it's still not repealed. It's an amendment. But they didn't also consider all our input. Let me also say some things. Though I've been saying let me say some things that are really bothering us in that act, and that proposed amendment. One thing is that in the new proposal, they are saying that the person that will be chief executive of that agency does not need to be an IT professional. He said if you're a lawyer, an accountant, you have read management. I hope some of you have read that. You can. In some other ministry, yes. In some other agencies, yes. I saw it. You are right. So when we saw that, NIDA is a specialized agency. Why? And the unfortunate thing is that even the DG, everybody around, they're all IT professionals, from director that I spoke to. But of course, it's just bothering us as NCS and even CPN that what would be the interest of some of our leaders to rubbish professionalism in this agency? We have been thinking of all kinds of things, but we have not really gotten to. We don't really know what is their mind. And we have said that this agency will remain forever. The DG will leave very soon. The minister is not going to be there forever, but we don't want people to create problems, for this profession. About this year, the two of them are doing. We let them create. And our proposal now, in our last letter to the National Assembly, our proposal is that bill should be rejected in its entirety. That is our proposal. That's our final recommendation. Because it has a lot of problems. Then again, they are also going further to say that, I've said something today that CPN has 4 representatives of council in the board, on the board of NIDA. What they are now proposing is the fact that there's only 1 representative of CPN that will be on that board. The same number with Koren. Koren is also having 1 representative. They have even removed because ASU has a representative before, because of education as well. They have removed ASU, they have removed science and tech. And even NIDA started as a unit of science and tech. They have removed Scientific and so on. But what is important to us is that at the level of board, at the level of management, we are trying to remove, if the DG will not be a professional, the professional that are four, we are also removing them to one. Even the four professionals that are on the board of about 20, you need to strategize very well before you can get anything through. Because when you get to where we have to make decisions, many of them are more than us, you know. But now you are now even limiting the thing. What will one professional be able to do on that board? Now you are even saying that the DG, who is the secretary of the board, might not even be a professional. And of course, the chairman does not need to be a professional. So we are saying that in fact, what you are pushing for, what you have in mind, because in that computer society, we like to plan ahead. Before they came up with their review, we have been saying that by the time we don't want to do any review, we are even going to push for more professionals on the board. That is what we are planning. That instead of having 4, let's push for 2 or 4 more professionals on the board. But now, we're now even coming to where it's showing that you don't want the contributions of professionals, because they think probably professionals, they know a lot, you don't need. So, but we pray that Almighty God will be with us and will be able to come out of this situation. On that, we are saying that the person that will be chairman of the DG leader must be a core professional. You know, must be a professional member of NCS, registered with CPN. These are the people that are recognized to be the DG of that. The current DG is our member. He has been a member before he even became DG. So we're happy. The current minister is our member. We're happy. But I was wondering at a point in time, I said, the minister I know has done so well in that office. He has done so well in that office. Even in our relationship, you know, he has done so well. But on this, I don't really know what is happening. That's just the truth. I don't know, because
being inferred that the leadership of the
like I told you, maybe that is true. Because we still don't know why they will be pursuing this agenda. Yes. And appearing to be so desperate about it. I don't know. Maybe, you know, you conduct investigative journalism. Maybe you help us to find out why. Because
frankly speaking, ACS and CPM
let's wait. We'll come back. We'll come back to that. You don't take your comment now. Further things you want us to spoon. If you know what you have done. If you know what you have done.
And you have done using yourself. It's not done.
Wait.
You have to do it so that people know that you are doing something and you are not support of that period.
That is
You
why.
know it is now. Let me tell you.
Wait. You will come to discussion. Let me finish my presentation.
Okay.
When we come to discussion, I will also be able to tell you some of the things we have done. It's not, and that is why we have come for this press conference. Okay. Let me tell you some of the things we have done. Of course, when you see something like this, you start with personal engagement with the people that are involved. Engagement with the minister, engagement with the DG. A number of engagements with the DG. At the point in time, we are told it's the ministry that is driving it. That is what we will tell you. We move to the level of the ministry. Engagement with the PS. At the point in time, they directed us to legal team of the ministry. We should send our proposition. We did. We are hoping, even after sending our position, we are getting into that let us know what you are doing about it. Nothing was, at the point in time, I got very good information from somebody. He said what they were able to get during stakeholders meeting, they cannot change anything in the bill. I have no. But he said the input from stakeholder will be taken together with the bill to National Assembly. It was not done. Yeah. That was not done. So we're even thinking at the level of the board, we are thinking that there was a time some of the technical assistants we discussed with them. Some of them said they didn't know what they are doing about it. We are thinking maybe you want to start to push the bill down. But eventually, until we go to know from National Assembly. When we saw that in the National Assembly, you can imagine some of the things we have been able to do. How many letters have we written? How many people have been spoken with? Even together with the people of the National Assembly. How many people in National Assembly have you been able to also draw to us, including, I don't want to mention names and so on and so forth. So, but the part of the conference is also to let you know what you are doing. If you have not done enough, you are going to tell us. Now, apart from that, even I have not engaged with the minister, but I've engaged people that are close to me. I've engaged with the DG. My DG, you are doing so well, but on the issue of leader idea, we'll continue to fight. It's not until we start having physical fights with people or organization. No. SGS is strategic about how we approach things. And of course, all the levels where we need to have engagement, we have. And there was a time the DG told me, the only place you can go and fight if you want to fight is National Assembly. That's a fact. Because we did it to a level when you discuss something with the people and they don't want to greet you, they don't want to, but you do what you are supposed to do as a society. So those are some of the things we have done, and of course we have also approached people that promise to help us to have engagement with the minister on our behalf. We have made several submissions again and so on and so forth. So, and we got, I don't know whether that will be done, but we got an assurance from National Assembly that if stakeholders input are not considered in that bill, we force them to capture stakeholders input. But of course, did you know when the bill was read? Why did you know? No media report on the reading at all. It was read one day, the second day, it had the second reading. So I have told you about the shady process. Trying to. I want to tell you that if not that we got to know about that, from social media in 2021, late in 2021, we just be hearing that the bill. They have even called public hearing on the bill and we didn't know about it. And it just goes straight to the president for signature. But thank God, we will continue to do what we need to do. And some other areas, if you look at section 6 of the bill, if you look at section 9, subsection C, E, F, H, S, and so on and so forth. Those sections are giving NIDA powers to coordinate, monitor, supervise, regulate the use, acquisition of information technology systems and services in Nigeria. That bill is intended to make NIDA a monster. And that bill is also abrogating the powers of CPN. We have said CPN, by law, is supposed to regulate the practice of IT in Nigeria. By law, NIDA should remain a development agency. And that is why we are not happy that it's also taking powers from CPN. But CPN has also written to also show a submitted position paper, even through its own ministry. Don't forget that CPN is under Ministry of Education. And unfortunately, we are thinking that before it was transmitted to National Assembly, the bill was also discussed at the level of Federal Executive Council. it will have been discussed at the level of the Federal Executive Council.
No.
It will. Before it will be transmitted to the National Assembly, they will have given approval for it to be transmitted to the National Assembly. And we are expecting that our own, the Minister of Education will have been able to help us to shoot the bill down. Yes, it's an executive bill, so, but that was not done. And of course, we also, second is also, don't forget that this bill, one thing that is really funny about this proposed bill is the fact that even the agency under the ministry are not in support of this bill. I don't know whether you are aware. Do you know that even NC
to say anything? So, and some of people who are working with them,
SEC Galaxy.
They can come out.
Do you know that Okonji, let me tell you something. During the public hearing, it is affecting them. During the public hearing, SEC was represented there. SEC was represented, so they were ready. SEC. You want the EDC to be there? EDC will not be there. But EDC was there. Even one of the directors, executive commissioners, was there. So you should know that they are also ready. Another agency that I expected to also take it up is Galaxy. But we know, so NCC is also too, and of course, let me also provide information. We have seen the hearings of engagement on the television. Last week, 2 weeks ago, I want to believe that some of those engagements are also sponsored. They are sponsored. The people that are sponsored them might not know them. But when they are also talking about how that bill affected SEC activity, even agency, some other agency, even IMSI, and of course, that shows that there is a problem with the ministry itself. And I was telling somebody 2 days ago that I think some of these agencies that you spoke about, SEC and so on, and issue, I don't know whether they have written a formal report, a formal position paper to the minister on it, or maybe they have not done it, or they are expecting the media to be. But I was encouraged. I was really happy that representatives were there in the public hearing. So I'm very sure that they will also be ready to be there also when they are calling for the public hearing again. Don't forget that they told us when it was adjourned, they told us that it's going to be held this January. Let us all be on the lookout, because I still don't believe that they are going to change on their strategy. They might give us 24 hours notice if it's even up to that. So, but who got to know, because we have some of our members that are monitoring what is going on in the National Assembly. So, well, I think, like I said earlier, the conclusion, because of this and so many issues that the proposed measure bill is talking about, trying to stifle development in this country, trying to take some of the functions of other bodies, trying to make NIDA a monster in the IT ecosystem, trying to make NIDA to even be a player when he's supposed to actually be supporting and developing. So because of these reasons, the position of NCS is that that bill should be rejected by National Assembly. Help us to showcase that, help us to let everybody know, government know, everybody know that that bill should be thrown away, by National Assembly. Okay, well, I think let's now go to some of our targets in 2023. That is, you don't want to wait till we finish. Write your question down now. My brother? You don't want to write it down. We'll discuss everything. We'll discuss everything that we want us to discuss. Just write it down. And tell Ugochi to help you to note it if you don't want to write. or more can help you to note it down. Okay, so we want to also use this opportunity to talk about our programs in 2023. Well, our normal programs, they are still going to continue, and we want to make all of them to be better. In January, we have our second Technology Enhanced Learning and Computing Education Forum. It's going to be held on the 25th. It's like a follow-up to what we had last year. This year, we are going to have about 3 speakers, 1 international, 2 within the country. Our AI Summit and Expo is still going to be held in March. We are looking at hosting it in Kaduna or Plateau. We want to make it to be better than what we had last year. So be looking forward to our AI Summit and Expo. CPN IT Assembly, where professionals, IT professionals gather and discuss the way forward for this country. It's also going to be held in May this year. Our Cybersecurity Forum and Workshop, as usual, is going to be held in June this year. 9-week annual conference, I think, is always held in June or July. I cannot confirm the dates now. Our Cisco training, Cisco retreat training that I mentioned earlier, is going to start in February. Our Information Technology Business Forum, we are going to have it in April. Our annual conference, as usual, is going to be held in August. Our Technology Innovation Development Program, the second call for paper, the second call for submission and participation, is going to be out in this January. We're also planning to have a workshop on business approaches to web and mobile application development. And also our NITMA Award and Fellowship Conferment, November as usual. And we are also planning to come back. We normally used to have our information technology exhibition and innovation show. So we want to start it again this year. So those are our flagship programs. And with that, with some other engagement, advocacy efforts, some of the things we do, we are going to continue with them. And this issue of our IT career that I mentioned earlier, we are going to pursue it this year to logical conclusion. We continue to engage government. Another thing that we have been talking about, that I also want to mention as part of our focus for this year, is the issue of election. Nigeria is talking about technology-driven election. And NCS, as the father of IT, is not being involved. That's just the truth. We have made efforts. I told you earlier that I don't want to say that you are happy that the former director of ICT was removed, but even the new director has been making efforts to connect us with the chairman, but you have not been successful with that. There was a time I was even invited to Abuja. We thought I was going to see the number, but I was unable to see it. So we'll continue to push on that because we know INEC has done a lot in the issue of planning for the 2023 general election. They are planning to use dealers, electronic transmission, and so on and so forth. But we want to remind INEC that no technology is completely perfect. No technology-driven system is completely perfect. And that is why Nigerian Computer Society has shown interest, because we have expertise in various aspects of various areas of information technology. And we believe that we can bring our expertise into play by assisting INEC to serve as technology observer, to help them to assess the performance of beavers, to try to assess and evaluate the future performance of beavers, to try and assess the current system they have, and then we'll be able to provide our own professional recommendations. They're saying that yes, transmission will be done. Transmission will also be done in areas where there is no network. They are going to make provision for the returning officer to go to other locations and so on and so forth. There are some hidden issues that we need to also bring our expertise into play so that we can assist them. The interest of NCS. I'm very sure that the interest of everybody in this country is for us to have fair, free, and acceptable election by all of us this year. So we want to contribute our own quota. We know our people. We have IT professionals behind them. They are working, they are trying their best. Assessing performance of the system. Conducting vulnerability analysis. Penetration testing. Assessing security systems. It should be done every time. You cannot just assess the system and go to sleep. Even the people that are these cyber criminals, they are not sleeping. They continue to do their own research also. So if they feel the system is perfect now, we need to continue to plan very well and ensure that by the time you want to deploy that system, it is meant to be a perfect system. And that is why in IT we talk about continuous assessment, continuous evaluation, so that we can ensure that the system they are planning to use, the technology-driven system they are planning to use, are going to be efficient, effective by the time they are going to be deployed. Don't forget that long ago, the Young Computer Society started talking about using technology for our elections. In fact, at the time we also said that Nigeria is ripe for a full e-voting system, but we have started in a way. But when we are starting, we should get it right so that people will also not be saying that, yes, you have used technology now. So what have you gotten from it? This is the first time that we are going to be using beavers for national elections. We have been using it for state elections. It has worked, but for national elections, and because people have also known a lot about the workability of beavers, also we are giving some people opportunity to also study on how they can penetrate or circumvent what Viva is trying to do. So that's it, calling for INEC to partner with Nigeria Computer Society as a leading IT body in Nigeria, as an IT body that goes to the grassroots. We want INEC to partner with us so that together we can ensure free, credible election next year. Yes, our plan next year, I have said it, that our plan in 2023, maybe I should be using the year because we already thought this next year is our plan in 2023. We want to continue partnering with government agencies, individuals, corporate organizations, in all our programs and activities. We want more involvement of corporate organizations. Okay. We want to continue to push our inclusiveness. Bringing everybody on board. Everybody that has anything to do, anybody that has anything to do with IT, we want them to come under the umbrella of NCS. Well, our recommendations to government. This is like a summary, and the first one that is top here on our recommendations to government is the withdrawal of the proposed bill from National Assembly. It's top on our recommendation, and is the withdrawal of that bill to allow us to have meaningful discussion on that bill, to have engagement with stakeholders. The bill, if you are talking about government is not for the people working with government, it's for all of us. And this bill was made for us. and if anything is going to be happened to it, it must be part of it. So make a recommendation that bill should be, because it lacks stakeholders' input, it's going to infringe on CPN Act. It's also going to infringe on the activities and programs of other government agencies. I think because of those three core reasons, that proposed bill should be withdrawn from National Assembly. The first one, it lacks stakeholders' input. Second one, it infringes on the CPN Act, and it infringes on the activities and programs of some government agencies. But the second one we have been pushing, is also related to the Act. We are recommending that all ministries of government should have a separate directorate for IT. We still discovered that some federal ministries don't have a separate department for IT. Some of them, their IT being run under planning, research, and statistics. We have matured. We should not be talking about this now. And that is why in the council meeting of 2021, that is Council on Communication and Digital Economy, 2021, we made presentation on that. Last year also, we made presentation on that. So that in 2021, towards the end of 2021, there was a circular from the head of service that government agencies should start digitizing their activities or data and processes. And we are also writing. We wrote last year that the circular was in 2019, towards the end of 2019. We wrote in 2021 to find out the extent of implementation of that policy. But by our own assessment, the extent of that implementation of that policy has not gotten to anywhere. So the implementation of the digitalization of processes of government, though we are growing, government is doing a little bit, but we want speedy implementation of that policy. Digitization and digitalization of processes and operation of government operations. And that cannot be done effectively if there is no separate department of IT in some of these areas. So we are recommending that all Ministry of Government must have separate departments for information technology in all the ministries of government. I think from the information we gathered, there are only about 4 or 5 federal ministries that have separate departments of IT. If it's agriculture, if it's health, all activities of government should be fully driven by IT now. And that is why we need separate departments that will also be manned by IT professionals. You not go by this line of even creating the department and, put somebody in there. But I want to say that this department should be created and also have qualified people working in that department, even as the leader of that department. And we also want this to trickle down to states, state creating separate IT department. Of course, let us also use this opportunity to appreciate Imo State government. Imo State government has not only created IT department, Imo State government has also created Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy. And that's the first state that has done that. Okay, you can see we are going. We want all other states to also help us to go to that level. There are so many things that will be resolved if you get to that level. Then another thing that we are proposing is that we want full support of government and corporate organizations for the implementation of the startup bill. A colleague was challenging me. That colleague is in engineering. He said, "We didn't do well. It's only IT that is recognized in that bill. That no current, are they not innovating?" And I told that colleague, I said, the innovation we are talking about is low-hanging fruit innovation. You are in mechanical engineering. That my colleague is in mechanical engineering. if you have to fabricate a mechanical device, you know the number of years it's going to take you. You know, you are going to need large supply of electricity. You need to do a lot of importation. You will be asking for tariff reduction and so on and so forth. You know, even the environment, the manpower. We are talking about low-hanging innovations that are only software innovations. What do you need to build a software application? You need your laptop. You don't need large amount of power. You need your brain. And that is why this startup deal was created. And that is why if it's innovation in IT that is software driven, there is no way you not talk about us. I told that my colleague that I am a part of the Broadband Steering Implementation Committee. We have been talking about trying to get OEMs to go fully. Let us start having indigenous production of some of the digital devices. So we have our OEMs, you know, designers and so on and so forth. But how many of those components are we even making in Nigeria? Traction came. We thought by now they will have started production. Yes, their plants, they started the plant. But where are we? In fact, the target at that time was that before the end of last year, they will have started production. What have you gotten? It's because coming up with devices requires a lot. And we even said we should start gradually. Even if it's, I don't know whether Epis will produce it in Nigeria. Ordinary keyboard. What is the smallest part of the computer? But even the people that will call manufacturers of computer, they don't produce all the components. They don't produce, they also get components from somewhere. But let us even have one. Because if you are not doing any one, you will not be recognized. You know, let us see. And of course, there is a committee I belong to. Our target is that we want to ensure that we are able to provide a device that is not up to $50 in Nigeria, that is not up to $30 in Nigeria. You know, how are we going to get to that level? If you don't get our OEM, we have even said that some of these international organizations, they sell a lot. We conducted a survey some time ago. I've forgotten the result of the survey. The amount of HP system we sell in Nigeria in 2020, an estimate. Large amount of the component of HP that will find out that our members bought in 2020. We're just sending our money out. But is it not possible to also get a HP to start a new company for now, or even company that can also do small component of the system? Well, I'm going to that level because of the need for us to, at least in the area of creating software innovations, you don't need a sophisticated system. You don't need a powerful plant. You don't need a lot of information. Just have your system. You can put your brain into test, and that is why we supported the startup bill, and we are also part of it. So we want the full implementation because we have not even seen that the implementation of that bill has started. If you rush to go and sign a bill, what should be next? Who are thinking that when you rush to go and start a bill, the next thing is that you wanted to start the implementation immediately. So we have not seen the full implementation. So we are also recommending that government should start the full implementation of the startup bill. Well, on that note, I think we want to stop. I want to wrap up for now. Wrapping up, I want to appreciate all our members that have connected with us. And of course, our NEC members, elders of the profession, chapter chairmen, distinguished members that have connected with us. You know, my people from the media, this is our press conference. Before we start interaction, okay, this is our press conference, we call it open press conference. It is open in the sense that we are going to take contributions, few contributions. These are about 3-4 from our people that are connected. Maybe we should take about 4 so that I can plan it. maybe 2 members of the National Executive Council I might want to add to or make some contributions. Chapter chairman, maybe 1 representative, and 1 other person from our members, so making 4. Okay, so just I want to crave your indulgence so that you can take input from them. You know, well, I'm going to start with the chairman of publicity, trade and events. You know, this event we're having is under a purview. So I'm going to invite Mrs. Margaret Jones David. Mama Kaduna.
Yes, my president.
Yes, I hope you listen to me very well.
Yes, sir.
So if there is any addition, people from the press are here. You might want to chip in 1 or 2 things now. The floor is for you now.
Okay, thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon once again. This press conference is actually a very good media that our able dynamic president has established with the media. He has established a very good platform since inception to interact with the world. I was in my place of work this morning, and I told them that I have a press conference, an online meeting to join. So when they asked, I now told them what it is. They were like, this is your profession. We didn't know it before, but you are making us know it. You know, I said, yes. Since we have this president, the world, the IT world in Nigeria and across board have realized that Nigerian Computer Society exists for the promotion and development and propagation of the gospel of information technology and development in Nigeria. So therefore, all the press to help us sing our song, help us tell the world what NCS is doing and how NCS want to bring the whole professionals and the society together to see IT develop in Nigeria and beyond the shore of this country. So I want to use this medium to also appreciate our president, our dynamic president, Professor Shodia, for his vision, for a dynamic vision, and all that he has put together to bring the society to where it is today. Last year was a very productive year. We've never had it good like that. We had so many programs back to back, and all our events were successful and well attended, with especially the conference, the IT, Artificial Intelligence Summit that we had in Nasarawa State. We never had it before. That was the first of its kind. The state government championed it, and we work hand in hand, and we show the world that yes, Nigerian society, computer society, is ready to develop information and information technology and artificial intelligence in this nation. So we had a robust program last year. Last year was a robust year, and expect a better one this year. I can assure you, if you've done it before, we could do it again. Thank you so much, and Happy New Year. We appreciate you. Thank you, my president, sir.
Thank you so much, Mrs. John David. We'll formally call her Mama Kaduna. Thank you so much for your contribution this afternoon. I don't know whether the president and chairman of Council CPN is with us. You can see that he has connected. President and chairman of Council CPN. Okay, I think he's not with us. I'm going to call on my deputy president. If he has. Deputy President, are you there? You have addition for us? Okay, the Deputy President is not there. We have somebody that led our team to the National Assembly for the public hearing, and he's a member of NEC. I'm going to call him. If you also want to add to what I have said, that is our general coordinator, Mr. Bayo Onimode. Mr. Bayo Onimode, are you there? Do you have contributions for us?
Thank you very much, sir. Good afternoon, Mr. President. Once again, gentlemen of the press, please can you confirm you can hear me, please?
Yes, loud and clear.
Thank you very much. So for me, and from this side, it's more of a word of appreciation to our members of the 40th state of the realm, because you've been with us, you've been for us all along through the various. I remember when the Computer Forensic Institute thing came up, how the press supported us and all of our activities. The plea from us at this point is that I want you to help us do more with this current, either the reenactment, repeal and reenactment, or amendment, whatever it's called, that there is need for more stakeholder involvement. There is need to rework the bill entirely. And we believe that with the press with us, we can achieve that. I don't think there's any need to hurry about it. And that should be the message from the press to the world. So on behalf of all of us, we say thank you very much for supporting NCS, and we look forward to more of your support in the days and years ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my zonal coordinator.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay. Let me also call one of our chapter chairmen to also speak with us. Chairman Abuja chapter, are you there with us?
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. President. I hope you can hear. Okay, that's good. Mr. President, the press crew, NCS member, and the public, we really appreciate you for this participating in this press conference. And I want to commend the effort of the president for organizing this and all the things that we have been doing. And he has said a lot of things that we don't need to repeat again about our position regarding the NITDA bill that wants to repeal the NITDA Act. But the point I just want to add to it is to appeal to NITDA to sheath the sword, because there's no fight anywhere. We have seen from it that NITDA want to usurp the powers of CPN, even at a point dive into NCC and all sorts like that. I don't think there should be rivalry among IT professionals or agencies, but to collaborate and make sure that we develop IT in this country. So it is very important that we look at it this way and ensure that we collaborate and not trying to take over the position of others. Then I want to point this one out also, because it has been that NITDA has been saying that, okay, maybe CPN is not feasible and all sorts like that. But really, it has been in the past. But you know that there are some efforts that are being put in place now by CPN to ensure that CPN is feasible and is living up to the tax that is having. So on that note, also I want to make this one as a suggestion to the minister or the president. Now, when the CPN was created, it was IT was being introduced that time, and that's the reason why it's formed part of education, where it is situated under Ministry of Education. In this age of computing or information technology, CPN is not relevant under Federal Ministry of Education. So I want to appeal to the Nigerian president and even the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Communication Technology to look at this holistically and rightly place CPN or the ministry that it will function very well. Our suggestion is under the Ministry of Communication and Technology and Communication and Digital Economy, because all the IT agencies are under this ministry now. But if we are talking about CPN, that is the agency that manages the professionals that are doing all this IT. And if we say that this agency should be out of their ministry, so it's actually something that we are just dealing with issues from outside the box. So it is very important that we put CPN rightly under the ministry where it can function very well. So thank you very much, our media partners, and we appreciate you for what you have been doing in the past, and we still seek your support to do more on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my chairman, Abuja chapter of Nigerian Computer Society, Mr. Olusegun Alabi. Okay, we are using Jen. No, okay. It's good. It's not cool, man. Okay, okay, so well, I'm going to call the last person, and I'm going to call the person from the floor of NCS. Well, let me call the person that even connected. Okay, there is one person that joined us early, you know, and that is I think the name is Professor Omobadegu. Are you there? Professor Omobadegu. Okay, let me look at another person from the floor. Okay,
Deputy President.
Okay, Deputy President, are you there? Then somebody is saying he cannot talk. That is Professor Morgan Badegu.
My president, I'm around. I'm there.
We have called you
I'm
earlier.
around.
I don't think it is now.
I'm around now.
Okay, well, yeah, go ahead and make your contribution, sir.
So thank you very much, my president. The President Nigerian Computer Society, the National Executive Council members of Nigerian Computer Society that are there and online here with us, the media people in the house, and all our distinguished members that are connected and those that are there at the National Secretariat. A very good afternoon to each and every one of us. The President have said it all in his remarks, in his presentation. He have said quite a lot of things with regard to the happenings of NITA bill and other things. A lot of things are going on. As the President said, or as one of the speakers said, there are quite a number of things that are going on in which sometimes they may not necessarily be said on air like that, but at the background, a lot of efforts are being made, a lot of consultation, a lot of things are being made by the President of Nigerian Computer Society and the chairman, the President and the chairman of Council of Computer Professional Registration Council of Nigeria. A lot of things have been done. And these two presidents, I can be, in fact, I can say it, that they have never rested since when this issue started. They have been making all effort to make sure that we have done what we are supposed to do. The way some of us may be seeing it from outside is different from the way it is from inside. Some of us that are fortunate to be very close there, we know how the whole things have been happening and the way things are. CPN is a government agency. You don't expect a government agency to be fighting a government agency. That is not been done. And even from our own side, from Nigerian Computer Society, we have to be very strategic in addressing this issue. And I'm very happy with the way and manner in which the President is handling this issue. He has been handling it in such a way that he's applying a lot of wisdom and strategy in making sure that we do not create a bigger problem in trying to solve the problem that we're facing. Or we do not create a bigger injury to the entire profession than the one that they are trying to create. So it's something that I believe by God's grace we get over it. And I'm appealing to all our members, both the National Executive Council and all our members, on any issue that you are is not too clear for you, feel very free to call the President. President is one person that I can always vouch on, that whenever you call him and you seek for information or clarification, believe me, he will give you all the clarification you want, all the things that you need to hear. As I said, there are some certain things in which they are not things that you've been made on public. More especially our NEC members, that is the National Executive Council members. You are entitled to know quite a lot of things, but there are some things in which you have to ask. When you ask, you seek for clarification, believe me, the President will give you all the information you want. We shouldn't talk or say things based on our own thinking or something that you are not sure of, something that you do not seek for clarification on, something that you don't know actually what is going on at the background. You assume and start making comments or saying things that you are not supposed to be saying. So I think that's my contribution based on that, and that's my appeal to each and every one of us. Anything that is not clear, feel very free to call any of the presidents. The President of Nigerian Computer Society is 247. Anytime, call him. Believe me, he will attend to your call. He even answers calls that he doesn't know the numbers. People call him that he don't have their numbers, but he picked their calls. Or even if he didn't, he will return your call. President CPN, to believe me, if you call him, seek for any clarification, he provided. And I think that's the only way we can get forward. This is the time in which each and every one of us should we should all put all our hands on deck to make sure that we get over this problem. Not that in trying to address the problem, we try to create a bigger problem. Trying to make it as if nothing is being done, or try to create a very bigger problem, which is not supposed to be like that. And from the media part too, is the time that we need you people most. I want to appeal to you people, please, whenever we call, try to come and try to help us in trying to carry all our events and all the things that we are struggling to make sure that we make the profession to look better, to become much more better. At this trial period that we're facing this kind of issue, we need you to more. We need your support to help us in making sure that all the necessary things that need to be aired out for government to know, please help us in doing that. Where you think you can advise us for us to strategize, more especially to increase our own visibility, please, we are appealing to you people to help us. We need you now. We need you more than ever that we need you seriously at this trial period. Thank you very much, my president, and thank you each and every one of you that's there. God bless each and every one of us, and God bless Nigerian Computer Society. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, my Deputy President. Thanks so much for your submission. I actually wanted to stop him, but when I discovered that he's my Deputy President, I could not say anything. Thank you. Your contributions are really very important. We appreciate you. I'm going to call Omod Badegun again, representing the floor, if he's there. Professor Omod Badegun.
Yes, good afternoon, my president.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. It's a pleasure, and I count it a very rare privilege to be part of this press conference. I would have missed it if I didn't have the opportunity of interacting regularly with my president, just as the immediate past president has rightly said. Being open in charting the way forward for 2023. I just have to align with what the last speaker said. All hands must be on deck. I want to see that year 2023 is very crucial and critical in Nigeria and vis-a-vis the information and communication technology world. The entire world is relying on us. Let me put it that way. We want to see our role and contribution in the events unfolding in Nigeria right now, so that they can see the impact of our contribution in moving the country forward. Now this is digital world, and everybody is now moving along that line. We should not get tired in hearing our views and providing professional advice technologically. We cannot say it and stop there. We keep on pushing until we have the right pegs in the right hole to move to digitize the entire nation. And that is why by year 2030, according to Professor Isan Patani the other time, the digital literacy, we have that project in our hands, and it constitutes to, it's a must for every one of us. Wherever we are, we showcase our professionalism, our membership of this association, and that will go a long way at when we establish our sense of belonging. It will make the society very robust and accommodating. Thank you very much. Let me leave the floor for other people to make contribution. I count it a real privilege to be part of this. My president, congratulations, sir.
Thank you so much, Professor Omod Badegun. We appreciate your presence at this event. Please, we'll now take comment from our questions and advice from our people from the media now. Where are we starting from? Okay, let's start with.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Remy Weke. I edit IQMs online. It's a pleasure to be here, and compliments to everyone. First of all, I want to appeal, Mr. President and the ES. I think it is important that we take these sessions very seriously. Anytime we have a session that is hybrid, the best option is the president will address us after your introduction. And then if there are questions, you can raise them. in the course of responding to questions, you can assign questions to your members. Yes, because when they talk like that, they water down your own comment. They water down your own comment and eventually create some level of confusion for people who may not be decisive about what has been said and what is expected to be heard in the media. That's just lost. Then moving forward also. Yeah, that's why that's why I made it very clear so that we should also have our own focus. Yes. Congratulations for all the activities you have done in the last year, and we hope that this year will be much better. The only thing I would like to start with is there was an allegation you made earlier about us. We don't call it. Yeah, about us now, because I represent a media organization. Yes, we do. We have extended a lot of invitations to your office. Unfortunately, they were not honored. So it's not from us. Even at last December, we invited you to make an input into an industry issue concerning e-waste. Computers are generated in Nigeria, used, and they generate e-waste. They didn't come, so it's not our fault. So you cannot say we did not invite you. Okay. No. We have an earlier one. Let us just move on. Moving on, the issue you have dealt with on a lot of issues. The other thing I would like to add is, thank God you also responded to the issue of NIDA bill, which is a very provocative bill, if you ask me. And like I intercepted while you were making a comment, NCC and CPN. Personally, I was expecting the two to do their war thing the way they have been doing it in the past. Because the way they do it is that NCS makes its own advocacy very pronounced, and CPN is not lacking also in that regard. Because when it comes to these kind of issues, there is a thin line that should be drawn. So the icons can run concurrently without this one overlapping each other. But what we're having now is a monster. Just like you said, if it's not well termed, in fact, it's already affecting us, like you noted. It's already affecting us. All of us are here, we're still talking about the bill, and somebody's being appointed from nowhere. And that is the inkling they have before this bill. And having that at the back of their mind shows that whoever drafted that bill does not mean well for this country. Does not mean well. And all the input people made since 2021, last quarter when this thing started, were not even included. And you say you are going to the National Assembly. It's not done anywhere. We expected NCS or CPN, as it were, in fact, CPN, to take them to court. Thank God CPN is not under Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy. Can take them to court, or if it's the NCS that has that liberty, take them to court, including National Assembly. This is going to destroy us. How can you get all the MDAs, lump them together, and we are messing everybody up because we want to make NIDA a regulatory body? That is not. At the end of the day, the industry we don't want to talk about. We end up creating enmities between ourselves. It's not fair. It's not fair. Those stakeholders should open up, talk, because they don't expect media to start talking what was not carrying what was not expressed. It's because that media is the one manufacturing opinions. It's not done. They should open up. If they have bottlenecks, they should share with us. Let us understand what is their bottleneck, and then take it from that end. That this is actually happening in the industry. If you don't want to open up, leak the information to us. We will not quote you. But we will do the needful. Because if they know that this is we are being open and people are aware of it, I don't think they should have gotten this far. But it is that we just make proposals, make these presentations, and then go to bed. And like I always tell other stakeholders, CPN or NCS must have their eyes at the National Assembly. If it means employing a policy person, please do. employ a policy person that monitors what is going on at National Assembly. This group of people we have there now are not people that have this country at their heart. They are just interested in just doing something else for any reason whatsoever. And we need to start learning how to tackle them. You don't need to fight them physically, but you should be proactive in your own engagement. So that when those bills come, they come gradually, as if they are harmless. Before you know it, has passed first reading, second reading. They are now battling to contain the third reading. It's all done. We should wake up and know that we are in a very dicey situation now. And if there is anything we can do, all other means of engagement should also continue to happen. But where there is bottlenecks, media should be carried along. You don't wait until there is bottleneck, then you start calling on media to start shouting or crying. We are not people who come and they sit crying children. We should also be part of the system. So that when you are talking, you talk from information available and that can be verifiable. So you don't look as if you are fighting anybody individually. But you fight the system to make sure that the system stands and is making good sense for everyone to operate normally. I just want to stop here. Maybe what happened how.
Before we go to AIT, let me just I want to appreciate what Remy has said. It's only that the people that we are relating with, engaging government and trying to get government to do the right thing on some issues that they are so adamant on is so difficult. Of course, you are also part of the stakeholders meeting. After the stakeholders meeting, it's not that NCS went to sleep. We were on them. And that is how I was able to get information. Initially, they told us that they are going to review the bill. Then I got one message from somebody that told me that all the stakeholders' inputs, we just pack them together and forward it together with the bill to National Assembly. Even the two, none of them was correct. And we have been discussing this issue even with the DG. What is happening? Let us we keep touching up. Officially, we write to seek for information.
We want to know you are dating the public domain. Do not keep your letter under the table.
I told you last time that we wrote them. I told you last press conference that we wrote them.
Sorry, before I forget, you talking about have you guys finally gotten INEC?
I said no. Let me also tell you, between the last the public planning that was aborted Friday preceding, before the Christmas, we have written National Assembly. So no, now if you have not known, we have presented our position to National Assembly. The Senate Committee Chair, we are directed to write to the Senate Committee Chair, House Committee Chair, we are directed to write to the clerk. Apart from that, we have also engaged the ministry. And this is our position, reminding them of our earlier position. We have had a number of discussions with some other people on this issue. We knew, because we keep discussing. We are discussing at the level and say that these people, they might not listen to us. All the things we have been saying, they might not. We knew, but we challenged some of them. I got a response from one of the top leaders that said, "Government has its mind." I share with you all the things you have been experiencing, fighting, and so how will you be telling me government has its mind? Are we not part of government? Is everyone not government? You see, it's so funny, but you have told us something today. Policy person, thoughts. We'll look at all those ones. Okay. Media too. Don't go to sleep. Wait. You do investigative media. For some of the things, also relate with us. Talk to us on this issue. The this NIDA aborted hearing, two people from media spoke with him. Badru spoke with him, and somebody from Punch also spoke with him. You know, to find our position, blah, blah, blah. He was reporting. I mean, you expect our key people like you. Also, it's not about press conference alone. Speak with us, let us have our own position, you know, so that you know what you are doing, and you also be able to use that opportunity to advise us, you know. So that is the kind of engagement you want. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. A very good afternoon and happy new year to every one of us here present. Mr. President, congratulations to the efforts of the NCS in the past year and wishing NCS greater success in 2023. My name is Hilary Damisa. I work with the AIT Digivation Network. I'd like to get the position of the NCS on some of the key ministerial happenings in the past 1 year. A cursory look at some of the key agencies and special purpose vehicles under the supervision of the ministry, including the NDP, Nigerian Data Protection Bureau, NIPOS, Galaxy Backbone, NIMSI, USPF, NCC, NCAD, that's the National Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics, and the Office of the Nigerian Digital Innovations, clearly shows one ethnic group domination in terms of the chief executives and the presiding officers. My curiosity is whether this is justifiable given the plethora of experts cutting across the different geopolitical zones of the country. What is the position of the NCS space?
Well, Mr. I was not expecting you to ask this kind of question. Oh, well, of course, the position of NCS on this kind of issue has not changed and will never change. Our position is to promote professionalism. And we expect qualified people, suitable people to be appointed as chief executive of agencies. We understand, I try to understand what you are saying. If you look at Galaxy Backbone, you look at the new appointment that government did in NIT concert, even then care. The appointment was done, I saw that mechanical engineer, you know. My brother, our own position is clear, and we have been expressing it every time. Professionalism, put people that are called, and that is why even when the minister was appointed, we are so happy that the government appointed him. But we expected the minister to also ensure that they also told the line of professionalism. You know, our position is that right people should be put in offices. Appointment. Do you know? Maybe outside media, I had discussion with the former chief executive. You know, and of course, you should also know the kind of things you hear from that kind of person. But she was also thinking somebody else would be. But the issue is that I think officially we have not also written to minister on that. But on the last one that they did, you know, apart from NIPOS now, the issue of ethnicity, apart from NIPOS, all the chief executive of agencies under the ministry are from the north, apart from NIPOS. So They don't need, and of course, remember at the time we are also fighting with tertiary institutions that they should not put computer science with other departments. Well, we have fought. And thank God that has yielded results. For this one, we are talking about digital economy. We are talking about digital transformation. That will happen effectively when we have separate departments. When we have different aspects of IT being manned by different people. You have an environment where you have software special developer. We have an environment where we have network expert. You have an environment where we have cybersecurity expert and so on and so forth. You have an environment where we have people that can use AI also. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Unarguably, there are three leading presidential candidates in the political terrain in Nigeria. In terms, sir, our interest here is in terms of engagement, as much as IT policy is concerned, whether at the national level or otherwise. In terms of engagement with these candidates, I'm not mentioning any names. Has the NCS been able to identify to a reasonable extent a kind of president that will be IT-centric for the development of our sector? Do you have a position, sir?
Sorry, let me just add on so that I can respond to when we are talking, sir, you made mention of some upcoming stakeholder bodies, and you are not specific about that. I would like to get some specifics on the industry stakeholder bodies you are expecting should collaborate with NCS or should join NCS to make it bigger and larger.
My question is, in terms of education, how does NCS play in making sure that the youth that are in universities right now, that they all come out as IT, how do I say it? Like, computer science is a diverse course, and now we are doing all courses together in the case of 3 years for university like that now. How do you make sure that, even though it's like cybersecurity, ethical hacking, all those courses, that we have someone that finishes something that is useful to this country, not that we now have people at the end of the day start carrying certificate up and down looking for jobs. How does NCS
skills?
Okay. The political aspirants, presidential aspirants. You recall that I think early last year we said we are going to assess IT savviness of some of these political components. The process is on. Before the end of the month, we will get our results. You see, we are planning, of course, we mentioned it during the press conference we had before, that we are planning to have a meeting, interaction with the presidential aspirants. Unfortunately, we made efforts. We had a committee, Mr. Femi Williams, and Ade Komo, and we should put the airport to coordinate the committee. But you know, this interaction these people were having, at the point in time, it was getting messy. You know, some of them said they will not go out again because others were not coming out. You know, because anything, if a candidate goes out, they will study the interaction the person had and they will be able to take the person up. So we had the issue. At the point in time, we now discovered that it was only one of them that was going to come physically. Others were going to send representative. So we now said, no, we will not take representative. In fact, one of them even told us that he was going to send the IT team. And we discovered that one of the IT, majority of the people that they were calling IT team, they were not even from us. We don't know them in IT sector. So eventually the local council was suspended. We suspended that interaction. Now, that committee that we have put together is helping us to develop our IT position paper. What we want, what do we call it? We gave it the name, IT. We gave it a name, I've forgotten that we want to present to them. Maybe they cannot come. What we want, what we expect them to do when they come to office. We want to submit a position to them. And we call it IT agenda, proposed IT agenda. So the committee has sent, they have sent a draft to me, they are working on it. I'm very sure very
Please.